Okay, today we're going to be talking about how you can use different units to estimate the length of objects, okay? So we're going to be talking about estimating lengths of objects. We have to also think back about all those benchmarks that we know. We know that the width of our door is about the size, the length of a meter stick or a yardstick. We know that from our elbow to our wrist is the length of a foot, which is about 12 inches, which is almost the whole length of a ruler. We know that an inch is from the bent part of our thumb. That's about an inch. We know that a centimeter is about the width of our pinky. So we're going to use some of those benchmarks to figure out some of these. I'm going to introduce you to a couple other benchmarks because there's lots of other objects that you can use to really think about how big an object is. So let's go ahead and jump into estimating, all right? So the first thing we're going to take a look at on here is the next one, which is, here it says, use the paperclip to estimate the length of the yarn. So this paperclip is about 3 centimeters in length. So it's about 3 pinkies if we were to look at it. It's a little bit bigger here on this screen, but you can see that it's about 3 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to take a look to see what this is. So I know from here to here is 1. So from about there to about right there is 2. That's about 1, 2 of those. So that would be 3. Let me erase that quick. So that'd be 3 there. And then we have another 3 right here. We have 3. I'm going to pick a darker color real quick. So it's 3, 3, and then that looks to be about half of that. So it'd be about 1.5 on that. So we're looking, that's probably not quite half of that, so it's probably about 1 right there. So I'm estimating that this is 3, 3, which is 6, plus 1, which I'm going to estimate that it is 7 centimeters. This is about 7 centimeters. I can use estimation to figure that out. I can actually check it, though, as well. So let's go ahead and bring a ruler up here on the next one and see how well we did for an estimation. So we can see right here that we're lined up on that 0 line, and right here is the end that goes down, and it's right at 7. So our estimation was correct. We were about 3 centimeters in length. So when you're estimating an object, you really want to, if they give you an object to look at, use that object to kind of think about how you would place it, and you would repeat that object to estimate how long it would be. Or you can think of your benchmarks as well. Let's move on to another one. So here's another one. They give me an object. They tell me that this object is about 1 inch. So on this one, I want to do the same things I did before. I know from right here to right here is about 1 inch. I'm going to go just about that same thing. So if I picked this eraser up and I put it right here, it would be about right there. So there's another eraser. If I took that eraser and I went one more time, it would be about right there. I took that eraser one more time and I went to about right there. I know that it'd fallen really close to the end of that. So I know that this is 1. This would be 2, 3. That would be 4. You can't see the 4 there really well. So I would estimate that this object is 4 inches. 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually have it on this next one. Let's see. How do we do? Let's line up. Make sure it's lined up at the 0 line. Sure is. There's that 0 line. And here's where it runs down at the end. So it was 4 inches, just like we said. So if they give you an object, you'll use that object in order to figure out what it is. This one's a little bit different. This is asking us to estimate a length, right? So which is the best estimate for the length of a park bench? So they're asking us, is this park bench closer to 10 inches? Is this park bench closer to 24 meters? Or is this park bench closer to 2 yards? All right? So what it's asking us is this. We know that 10 inches is really close to 12 inches. And I know that 12 inches is about the same distance from my elbow to my wrist. So that's about 12 inches. So it's asking us, is a park bench 10 inches, which is a little bit less than this? That would be a really small park bench. So I know that it is not 10 inches for sure. Definitely not 10 inches, because 10 inches is less than this. That would be 10 inches, and that's just not enough to sit on. 24 meters. Well, I know that my door is 1 meter in length. This is 1 meter right here. So this is saying that there'd be 24 of these. So it'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 24 of these. Wow! That would be a really big park bench. So I know that it is not 24 meters. This is also a meter stick and a yardstick are basically almost the same length. Almost. They're not the same, but almost the same. So this is saying that could a park bench be 2 of these? So if I had one and then another one, so it'd be about this long. And that's about the size of a park bench, because a park bench is going to be able to sit about 4 or 5 people. And I know that a couple people could sit right here, close to 3. So I know that the answer would be 2 yards just by thinking about my benchmark. My benchmark is, for yards, is a door. So it'd be like I had 2 doors right next to each other, right? And 24 meters means that I'd have 24 doors right next to each other. That's way too big. And 10 inches is just like the distance from my wrist to my elbow. And that's way too small. People couldn't sit on that. So that's how I was able to figure that one out. So you have to really think about your benchmarks. So hopefully, if you don't know your benchmarks, make sure you go back to those videos and look at your benchmarks again. I want to show you a couple other benchmarks that you can use in math as well. So here's a couple of the benchmarks that you can use. So a centimeter, we know is kind of like our pinky. We also know that the tip of our eraser, the tip of your eraser and your pencil, that's about 1 centimeter. And that little switch on the lights, when you switch a light on and off, that's about 1 centimeter too. Inches, about a paper clip, a decent sized paper clip. Your bent thumb, that's a good one. And a snap cube that you have inside of your room, that's about 1 inch as well. A decimeter, which we haven't talked about yet, but a decimeter is about the width or the length of a regular iPhone 6. And it's about the decimeter is about the length from this side of your hand to about right here. It's about 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters right there. And then a foot is the length of a ruler, which we already knew. It's the length from your elbow to your wrist, or elbow to about the top of your hand. And then it's about the length of a normal-sized textbook. And it can also be the bent part of your foot, too, is about a foot as well. And then a yard and meter, we already know. That's the yardstick and the meter stick. That's the width of a door. It could be from about your shoulder to the tip of your hands. That's about a meter or a yard, too. So those are some quick ways to do that. And then the biggest unit of measurement, which we'll be learning about a little bit later, is called a mile. And a mile is really long. All right? And we'll talk about how many feet and those kinds of things are in a mile later. Let's do a couple more of these quick. This next one says the width of a door is about 1 meter. We knew that. Which of the objects below is about 1 meter in real life? Ooh, which objects are about 1 meter in real life? Ooh, this one definitely is. I know that a guitar is about 1 meter. It's about this big. A flashlight, is that about this big? Oh, no, no, no. Flashlight, oops, let's do a different color. Flashlight is not about this big, because a meter is about this big. Is a horse about this big? Nope. Maybe a tiny pony, but I don't think they meant that. And then is a big truck about this size? Nope, 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 nope. So the only thing that is about 1 meter in length is that guitar. So here we have Manuel estimates the length of his skateboard, his desk, and his shoe. Ooh, he's got a couple objects. This is going to be fun. Use the measurement units in the box to complete the sentence. Answer choices may be used only once. All right, so we know we're going to be using inches, feet, meters, centimeters. So inches, I know the inches are about this. I always want to think of my benchmarks. Feet, that's about this. Meters, the width of my door. Centimeters, my pinky. The length of his skateboard is about 30. So the length of a skateboard, and there's 30 of them. Let's think about that one. We'll come back. The length of his desk is about 3. Okay. The length of his shoe is about 22. Okay. Okay. So for the length of his skateboard, it is about, couldn't be 30 meters. That'd be way too long. So I could rule meters out. 30 centimeters, that would be still pretty tiny for a skateboard. So I know it's not those two. 30 feet, that would be really big. So it has to be inches. This would be inches. 30 inches. And it said I can only use them once, so I know I can't use inches again. Oh, I hope I'm right. We can always fix it later. The length of his desk is about 3 centimeters. Ooh, 3 centimeters, that'd be really tiny. The length of his desk is about 3 meters. That would be 3 of these, 3 doors. Nope, that's way too wide. Way too wide. About 3 feet, about 3 of these. 1, 2, yeah, that's probably it. It's about 3 feet. Woohoo! I think we're doing good. The length of his shoe is about 22 meters. 22 meters? Whoa, that'd be way too big. 22 centimeters. Yeah, that'd be about right because he's a kid, so his feet are probably about this big. It's probably not that big of a foot. So about 22 centimeters. So that is definitely what it would be. The only way I could solve that was by thinking about all my benchmarks, though, and comparing them back to that. So make sure if you see a problem like that, you think about your benchmarks. It's going to help you. All right, let's go to the next one. So here we have a car. We're going to estimate the length of a car. Which one of these makes the most sense for estimation? The length of a car. 5 feet? 5 of these? Well, that's pretty small. It wouldn't be that. 5 yards? Would it be about 5 door lengths? Ooh, that might be 5 centimeters. Way too tiny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, couldn't sit in that. 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Way too small. My answer is definitely yards. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we have a coffee cup. Here we have a coffee cup. And it's asking the height of the coffee mug. How tall is it? Okay, we should be able to do that. Let's take a look at this one. About 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a close answer. I'm not going to get rid of that one yet. 4 meters. 4 doors? No, that's way too big for that one. 4 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, way too small. 4 feet. 4 of these? Nope, way too big. Definitely 4 inches. Next one. What is the best estimate for the length of the semi? Ooh, semis are huge. So I know I'm going to need a big one. I'm definitely going to be measuring in probably meters and yards. For sure. For sure. I can go ahead and eliminate some stuff real quick. Inches are way too tiny. Centimeters are way too tiny. 17 yards, that's probably pretty close. 17 feet, 17 of these. Nope, that's too small. I was able to figure that out. 17 yards, that's 17 meter sticks laid out flat. That's definitely about the length of that semi. All right. The next one, the width of that window. So 3 inches, 1, 2, 3, way too small. 3 yards, that'd be 1, 2, that's probably way too big. 3 centimeters, 1, 2, 3, way too small. 3 feet, 3 of these, 1, 2, oh, that's about the width of a window for sure. All right, so when you get out there in your math, make sure you're really thinking about your benchmarks. They're going to help you figure out how many centimeters and inches, and you're going to be able to estimate things. We were estimating all of these objects. We were estimating this is about 3 feet. We didn't really measure all of those things, but we're saying it's about 3 feet. And we knew feet made more sense than yards because 3 yards would be huge, 3 feet would be smaller. We did that on all of them, okay? So you'll have to be able to do that too. So make sure you're able to do all of that before you go to your mastery cycle. Have fun.